Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Jasmine. If you guys are not new to my channel, welcome back guys. For those that are not new to my channel, I know I haven't posted since like March. And then here I ended up deleting it because there was supposed to be a part 2 to that, but by the time I remembered that there was or I had to do a part 2, I was like, dude, like another vegetables made it, so you know, I saw no point in it, and then I just deleted part 1 because I was like, without part 2 it's kind of like pointless or whatever. But yeah, that was that. And then maybe I'll do a separate video just updating you guys on what we've been up to these last months, just because I didn't post for a while. But yeah, I'll explain all that in a separate video. For this video is gonna be, most of it's gonna be pictures and like little clips here and there, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't record like a whole like actual vlog, you know. So I'm just like gonna show pictures of places we went to, food we ate, things we just did in general, and like the names of the places, a 1 to 10 scale of the place where we went to, and just like that. So just a heads up, so if you guys don't want to like hear me talk, or you know, then maybe you guys shouldn't watch it. But if you guys want to hear my annoying ass voice, no, just kidding, then keep watching, because yeah, it's gonna be on where we went. And if you guys have watched any of my previous videos, you guys know I always say you guys will randomly see me ready on the videos, because most of the time, girl, I don't get ready. I'm just in sweats, big t-shirts, hoodies, you know, throughout the week. On the weekends sometimes I get ready. That's only if we go out. So yeah, you guys are lucky if you guys catch me on these videos ready, because most of the time I'm be looking like hella fodonga with a chongo, and yeah, it's all good though, you know, it's normal. But yeah, gonna start with the video. So where do you guys think we went to? Let's pull a Dora the Explorer moment and be like, where? I'm just kidding. So we actually went to Honolulu, Hawaii. I know, it was fun, it was beautiful, I loved it. Thank you to Carol and Richard, because they were actually the ones that invited us on this trip. We celebrated their 30th anniversary, and it was a family trip. It was all her her 3 kids, and like us, the wives, or like the girlfriends, her grandbabies. We had lots of fun. We went different places, we did different things, we ate all kinds of food. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just get started. I guess I'll start from like before we left. So we actually left on a Monday morning. We woke up at 3 in the morning. We left the house at 4, and we got over there at like 5:20 in the morning. And the airplane was gonna take off at 7. So we did a good timing, actually. We were there in good time. I was nervous as heck for Arturo, mainly because he's little. I was like, 5 hours on a plane, girl, what the hell, you know? But it was fine. He actually fell asleep halfway, and then he woke up happy. Another thing was that I thought we were gonna get there at noon, but I guess it was 3 hours back, so we got there at 9 a.m. and
I was like, whoa, what the hell, you know?
The time was different, but it messed with us for like the first couple of days, I think, and then after we got used to it. So we actually stayed at the Lagoon Tower. We thought we were gonna stay at the other one, so when we got there, it was like we had to wait some time, you know. So we were all hungry, and we went to go eat at some place right there in the by those hotels, which was actually called Tropics Bar and Grill. The food, from a 1 to 10, I'd give it like a solid 6, just because the food wasn't that bad, but it could have been better for the price. So yeah, for that was that. And then after that, we actually headed back, and that's when they told us, oh, you guys are in the wrong hotel or whatever. That's when we actually went to the Lagoon Tower one. And it was way better because there was like no waiting line, and even at that though, when we got there, there was only 2 rooms ready out of 4 of the rooms. So I ended up going with my suegra to her room while we waited. My man and my suegro, his brother Richard, and Jasmine, they went to Costco's to get some of the stuff. By the time they got back, that's when my room was ready and Richard and Jasmine's room was ready. So everybody headed to their rooms, you know. We changed and we went downstairs to chill at the Lagoon. Was like right there under the hotel or whatever, and a couple steps and then you go to the beach. So that was awesome. So yeah, we chilled at the Lagoon for a minute, and then little fact, I wouldn't say fun fact for me, but the little piedritas were hurting my patas on the Lagoon. Because the little rocks were like big, like pieces, it looked like big pieces of salt or something. But yeah, we were there for a minute, then we walked next to it, and it was a beach. I thought the water was gonna be cold, but it was warm, which was crazy in a good way, you know. But yeah, then it got a little bit later, and obviously we all got hungry. We went up to our rooms and got ready, then we all met up again. And we wanted to see the scenery, you know, around there at night. So we walked. We went through like all these stores. It kind of looked like an outdoor mall. Look at this freaking fly. This is the fly that my freaking cat is chasing. I don't want her to fucking just jump on me randomly. She's just staring over here. But anyways, in the middle of all those stores, there was like a food court, which my cuñado mentioned, Gilbert. I believe it was him that mentioned it. And we got different foods. Excuse me, me and my man wanted to try as much different food as we could while we were out there. So, oh my god, excuse me. So we got different plates, and after that, my cuñados actually were like, hey, you know, we should do it. And then us 4 were doing it, and then you know, all of us ended up doing it because we just wanted to try like all the different stuff, you know. So you can imagine how much food we would all take back, because I didn't finish all the food, you know, because obviously from picking at everybody's you get full. But yeah, so we were awful. We were like, okay, you know, it's getting late, the first day here, we were all tired. So we were walking back to the hotels, and we stopped at some ice cream spot, and dude, like, I was full, but I was still like, give me some. Not sure. But you know, we tried it. The ice cream spot was called Kith Treats Hawaii. I wrote down the stuff, so if you guys see me looking, yeah, because if I don't write it down, girl, I ain't gonna remember. My mind is really bad like that. But yeah, 1 out of 10, I would give it. Oh wait, 1 out of 10 on the food court food. A freaking 10. That food was bomb. The ice cream, however, from a 1 to 10, I'll give it like a 7. Because it gave me kind of like Dairy Queen vibes, but it wasn't like Dairy Queen vibes. You know? I don't know. I thought it was going to be like way more like, whoa, in my mouth, you know, but it wasn't. Not kidding. But yeah, then after that, the next day, we actually all woke up and we went to Lulu's Waikiki. So 1 out of 10, I'll give it like a 9.5 because we were mainly trying to get the banana French toast, and they didn't make those anymore. I guess. Well, it's been a minute since my man went to Hawaii when he was little, so yeah, you know, obviously different owners and stuff, but yeah, so that's the only reason. But the food was good. After that, we went to some beach, which was literally across the street from there, and it was called Kuhio Beach. And we were in a little area where there wasn't really much waves, so it was perfect for the kids. We were there for a good minute too, and we were there until like 3 because that day we were gonna go to a luau, so we obviously had to go get ready. You know, us girls had to do our makeups and stuff, so we left like around 3 because we were expected to be at the luau at like 5:30, I believe, but we ended up getting there like at 6:20, I believe. But it was all good. It's all good because, you know, there wasn't a lot of people there yet. A lot of people were actually getting there when we were getting there. Or I feel like maybe it was like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was beautiful. The experience there, 10 out of 10. I loved it. First time seeing anything like that. They did the fire dancing and everything. So Anthony was all excited, you know, telling us, oh my god, he did my tattoo and he's the one doing the fire dance. So like he was all showing us his tattoo, you know, all excited, my baby. Gilly ended up wanting to go on stage to dance. He was having a blast. We all thought he was probably not gonna go, like, no, you know, but he was like, yeah, let's go. So he took his dad, and it was beautiful. He was having fun. What's it called? They had food. 1 to 10. The food was like a solid 9. It was bomb, but I felt like something was missing. I don't know, but I'm just giving my opinion, you know. The event in general, 10 out of 10. Freaking amazing. It was fun. It was perfect for pictures, the scenery, because you had like the beach in the background. But yeah, once we went back to the rooms that night, it was pretty late. So yeah, that was it for that day. Then the third day, we woke up and my man and me, my cuñados, Jasmine and Richard, we went on a hike. They were planning to take us to this one other spot, but I guess you had to have reservations. So we didn't end up going there. We ended up going to some other spot to see, I guess there was a waterfall at the end of it, which was beautiful, by the way. That spot was called Manoa Fall Trail. And girl, let me tell you about this goddamn walk. But it was worth it at the end. It was totally worth it at the end. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, because it was beautiful. The pictures that we took were beautiful. The scenery was beautiful, you know, while I was walking up there. But girl, I was huffing and puffing up that bitch, man. My man was having conversations with his brother and my cuñada, and I was just there like, guys,
please do not ask me nothing, because I ain't about to answer, because I'm over here trying to catch some air, and if you guys make me talk, I'm fucking...
Roll back down, alright? No, just kidding. No, but you know, I was like, fuck. But hey, I'm proud of myself, because I made it up that bitch, and it was beautiful at the end. And you know what? For me, not walking like that every other day, like, sheesh, I did that. Not kidding. All crazy. No, but I was happy, and I'm still happy and proud of myself for doing that walk. But right after that, we actually got some drinks inside a pineapple. I got the pineapple flavor, and my man got coconut. But I should have got coconut, because I wanted his drink at the end. But obviously I couldn't, you know. But yeah. After the hike, we actually went back to the hotel. We changed and we went back to the lagoon again. So we actually walked around, and then we decided to go to Foodland and get something for dinner. We all met back at my suegra's room, and then yeah, that was it for that day. So the next morning they actually went on a hike again, but I didn't go this time. I stayed behind with Arturo and just got ready, because we were gonna go on the Dole Plantation once they got back. When we got to the Dole Plantation, we actually went on a train ride with the kids. It was beautiful. The scenery was amazing. The kids had fun. I would recommend 10 out of 10 to go, especially if you have kids. But even if you don't have kids, it's still beautiful. We actually had like an appetizer, you could say, from their food court there. And I would say like an 8 out of 10. Because it wasn't like amazing, but it was good. Especially for the little food court area that they had there. After that, we actually headed to a beach, which was like down the road from there, which was, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted the sea turtle on there, and that's the beach I'm talking about. So, tell me why. Okay, so I'm kind of scared of going into like the ocean. Just in general, going into a pool, I kind of freak out sometimes, especially because I don't know how to swim. So I was about to get in the water, right? And my man's already in there, like swimming with Anthony or whatnot. And then I just see this big old like thing floating next to my man, and I was like, what the fuck is that? So I like walk back out, and he like stands up and he's like, what? And I was like, you didn't just see that big old thing floating? And as we're talking, like the sea turtle was floating out, but I couldn't tell what it was until it got out of the water. And I was like, that big old sea turtle. But I was tripping out, you know. But I went back in the water. But there was some people already there, you know, waiting for like sea turtles because they get tagged, so they already know how old they are, and like they have all these like info on them. So that was pretty cool. After that, we actually left and we went to go try some food trucks that they wanted to, like they have heard about, I guess. And I would say I'd give it an 8 out of 10 because it was good, but I feel like it could have been way better. Like more flavor, I guess. But yeah, I felt like it was kind of like, we thought it was kind of like more of a hype type of thing, but whatever, you know, still good. After that, we just headed back to the hotel, and you know, everybody got ready, and we eventually got we met up again, I mean, and we walked around again. We ended up stopping at some outdoor bar where they had like live music. The kids were having a blast dancing. We were just snacking on some fries. They were like spicy. I forgot what they were, but they were like spicy, and they were good though. And then my cuñados ended up leaving with the boys because they were tired. And then I left with Arturo. And Anthony ended up staying with my man and the suegros and my other cuñados. And then they eventually just met up with us in the room. Next day, my cuñados actually had to take back the motorcycle. So we met up with them and we went to go eat at some spot called Broke the Mouth Grinds, which my cuñada had actually told me that I think it was like barely open for a month. But the food was freaking bomb, guys. Like, I totally recommend. It's a 10 out of 10. The portion is crazy in a good way. You take hella food back, but not because it's not good, but because it's a lot, because it's bomb. After that, we actually headed back to the hotel, and we got ready to go to some beach. It was called Lanikai Beach. Which, by the way, such a beautiful spot. The water was so clear. It was like warm too. But so like funny story actually. So you remember how I mentioned that Arturo wasn't having it going in the water? So when we actually got to this spot, so after we put our stuff down, right, I was like, Arturo, let's go in the water. Come on, Papa. And he was like, no. So I was like, all right, he's not gonna go in until like 30 minutes that we've been here. But no, he's like walking, and then out of nowhere he does a 180, runs past me, and gets in the water. But mind you, he's still wearing his shoes, his socks, and his regular clothes. So I was like, oh. And then he was just already in there playing. Once I got him to sit down, I took off his shoes, you know, and whatnot. But yeah, he had a blast. And then so we were actually there for a good minute, and then we ended up leaving. It was already a little bit late. Some of them actually went out that night because it was Friday night, but we actually took advantage to wash clothes so we stayed in, and my man put on Hocus Pocus 2 because it came out that night, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, since we're in here. And then eventually, once we got home, I watched the movie again, you know. But I'm gonna be totally honest about Hocus Pocus 2. I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 10 because it wasn't like a bad movie, but it could have been better. I feel like they probably could have had like some of the old cast, family members involved somehow in the story, and it would have been like made more sense in a way, I feel like. But whatever, it is what it is. The next morning, everybody got together again, and we had breakfast at some spot called Cinemas. I would give this spot like a 8 out of 10 because the food was good, but maybe personally I should have just got something different from what I got. But yeah, it was good. Actually split up into 2 groups. It was my suegros, my cuñados, Richard and Jasmine, my man, Anthony, and me in one group. And then the second group was Jocelyn and Gilbert with the boys, Gilly, Robbie, and Arturo. So that was because the boys were too little to go to the Kaloa Ranch, because obviously you ride UTVs or ATVs. They actually went to the Honolulu Zoo, which, by the way, thank you again, guys. And then we went to the Kaloa Ranch.
Get ready for our picture.
They give you helmets, these face coverings, and goggles, right? So we're all like wearing sunglasses, and you have like, we made like 3 stops, you know, where you could take pictures and stuff. And oh my god, so the first stop that we get to, we're like, all right, you know, we're gonna take pictures. So everybody's taking off their helmets, and like everybody had unibrows because of how much dirt we had in our face. After that, I freaking put on the goggles too because I couldn't see. Like, my sunglasses were blocking some dirt, but not all the way. I loved it. It was freaking fun, even though we came out looking like we were rolling in dirt. No, just kidding. But it was fun. They actually made the Jurassic Park scenes, the Jumanji movie scenes, and the 51st Dates on right there. And that was pretty cool. I think out of all of us, Anthony was the cleanest because since the beginning he had his helmet, goggles, and the face thing on. So he was pretty covered on that part until you would go like that on your clothes, and yeah, you could see the dirt flying off. But other than that, yeah, we were looking crazy. But thank you again to Richard and Jasmine for that experience, actually. And yeah, it was freaking fun, guys. We got pictures from Arturo being at the zoo. He freaking had a blast hanging out with his little cousins. And yeah, after that we all met up back at the hotel and everybody got ready. Arturo in the background. And what's it called? We went to have dinner at Spaghetti Factory. We actually went in different cars, so we took advantage and we went to see the scenery with the boys, and they were actually pointing out stuff. They were all excited and amazed. Anthony was all happy being there the whole time. And the next morning, I wanted to just be able to touch up my makeup instead of like taking hella long, you know? But yeah, so we actually took the boys downstairs to the water. They had a blast. Because it was like a little mini Raging Waters kind of, I guess. But yeah, we were there for a good minute. While we were there, we actually ate some fat cheeks. My mom brought back a little lobster roll and then a lobster BLT sandwich, which was bomb. I would totally say 10 out of 10 for that one. Totally get fat cheeks again. After that, we just headed back to the rooms and everybody started getting ready. Then we all met up back downstairs and then we walked to the beach to some nice like scenery area, and yeah, we took the pictures. So this spot was called Carrot Crab, kind of like a boiling crab type of food. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because the portion was kind of sucked, and then the flavors, I feel like the seasoning could have been like better. Like in general, the food could have tasted better. After that, we just headed back to the rooms. We went to Walmart and got some chocolates. Headed back to the room, and I did laundry again just because I didn't want to pack stinky clothes in my luggage. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't like doing that. So yeah, that's what we did. We went and started packing. Next morning, we just made sure we had everything packed because we had to be out of the room at 10 a.m. and, you know, start heading to the airport. So, but before we headed to the airport, we stopped at some spot to get shaved ice, which was called Wyola Shaved Ice. And they had this one that had frijoles in it.
Mom!
And I mean, I'm not gonna say it was nasty, but I mean, it wasn't the best either. It was just weird, like a weird flavor. But yeah, we got some shaved ice before we headed to the airport. And we got there, like, I would say an hour before the plane took off, because we got everything, like, checked in and whatnot. And, like, 10-15 minutes of waiting. And then we started, like, boarding the plane. So, yeah, that was that. So we got home and we landed here around, like, 10. We didn't leave till, like, 11. And we drove home. And we live an hour away. So we actually ended up getting home, like, until 1 a.m. Because we dropped off my suegros at their house. What's it called? But yeah, and then we didn't wake up the next day till like noon. But yeah, I mean, in general, the experience was amazing. It was beautiful. All the food we had, all the places we went to, all the things we did. It was fun. Again, congratulations to Carol and Richard for their 30-year anniversary. And thank you for taking us to celebrate, you know, this beautiful moment with them. With that being said, guys, stay tuned for my next video on updating you guys on what we've been up to throughout these months that I haven't posted anything. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe to my channel, guys, so that you guys get notified every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, bye, guys.